On today's 30-minute mechanic, we are going to see about look, the Ranger is pointed the other direction. I just came in here and spun this thing around, poked it in the other way because we're ready to start on the back. But before we do that, we got to take the bed off. Now, I thought about doing it with the bed on, but I decided, it will probably be a whole lot easier and easier to video if I just take the bolts out, take a few things out, and lift the bed off with my engine hoist. So buckle up, let's go. All right, like I said, got the truck turned around. Kind of let you see what it looks like sitting here. Let me get a shot back the other direction. Ooh. Yeah, it's squatted on down there. Of course, we can raise the ride height if we need to, and these tires are a little taller than what I'm going to run on the front. But anyways, we got the truck spun around. It rolled just fine. Steered fine. Tires are close, but I think we're gonna be okay on the fender to tire clearance. So today we're gonna try to get this load of junk maybe moved out temporarily, and then take the bed off and maybe set it behind the green car or something. Or maybe roll the green car back and put it in front of the green car. That might be a better choice. And then put all the junk back in it. Now there's supposed to be 6 bolts holding this bed in, and I think there's only 4 actually holding it in right now. So I think we got to take their tail lights out, take the fuel filler neck off, and then take out those 4 bolts. And then I think we can lift it up with our engine hoist like we did our Nanner pickup back when we made it from a long bed to a short bed. So yeah, here we go. All right, I felt like I was going to have trouble with all the junk out of here stacking up. So I went ahead and rolled the green car back. And I know people are wondering, when's the green car when am I going to finish the green car? Just hang on, I'll get there. Our shop has been kind of full of stuff, so it kind of made it hard to get it in and out. So I've kind of put it on the back burner for a little bit, but I'll get to it. So just hold your horses. Okay, as you can see, our bed is empty, and I kind of got stuff stacked around. I don't know, for space-wise, I don't know if I'm going to put it in front of the green car or not. We have to shuffle things in here occasionally, and I don't want to have something that I can't just move easily. So I may get it unbolted and loose and move it back, and then when I get done monkeying with it, I'll just move it back, hang it from the engine hoist back over the body, maybe back over the frame. Okay, now, I've told you before, no bed bolts in the front, and there's only 6 bolts that hold this bed on, and there's one right there, one right there. So there's 4 in a square here at the back, and then we got to take tail lights out, I think, and our fuel filler over there. So that's what's next. And then we'll get our engine hoist over here and see if we can't pick this dude up. Now I don't know what this truck did in its previous life. I mean, it's all painted black. under where I think a toolbox used to be. It's painted black up here, and there's a whole bunch of like there's doot doot doot. There's all these holes drilled in the bed with plugs in them. Yeah, I have no idea what that's all about. Kind of funny. All right, let's see if we can get these bed bolts out. This may be a challenge. All right, now I hope this little impact will do this. I'm not sure it will. May have to go get Jonathan's King Daddy impact or just a big breaker bar or something. Here we go. Well, I didn't notice that happened. Fell off. Vibrated off. Okay, it's fine. Let's find a different way to video this. Yeah, maybe this angle will work without knocking knocking things off. Brother. Woo! All right, got those off. Now, let's bag and tag those. There they are. Okay, now the whole bed should be, yep. Let's go ahead and get our tail lights taken out and then move on to our filler neck. Tail light. Where is what's going on here? Screw in there? I think there is. What's going on here? All right, tail lights. I'm going to screw these back in the little plastic duties here. Let's get this out. Okay. Yeah, I was missing a bulb. Screw those back in. Oh, that one's all horked up. That's why. And there's a little plastic poochie thing in there. It's a good thing we took these out because the wiring is connected to the bed. How come I can't ever get a screwdriver in this one? There it goes. Yep. I was looking to see if those are still Ford parts or if they're aftermarket, but they're still the factory, probably the ones that came in it back in 1988. See if there's a backup bulb on this side. No, there's not. Huh. That would indicate that there may be a problem with the reverse light circuit. I'm gonna go grab my plastic hoochie remover tool, and then we'll pop those loose and feed those wires out the bottom. And then we'll jump over the filler neck. Maybe I can get that screw in. Okay. All right, let's go do that. Plastic hoochie remover tool. Plastic hoochie remover tool. Wow. Or plastic hoochie breaker tool. One or the other. That's a remover on this side and a breaker on the other side. Okay. Let's see if I can feed. See if I can feed that one down in there. Why would the reverse lights be disconnected? Yay. Let's do this side. This side looks like they tapped into it for trailer lights. Not very, they didn't do a very good job of it. What in the devil? Yep, something wacky's going on here. Not my problem yet, but it will be. Okay, wiring is loose. Let's look in our fuel spigot here. Got some of those little bitty headed bolts. We go find a socket. All right, there's I have no idea what size these are. Not that one. I go through this every time with these. Not that one either. What the heck? Whoa. Oh, that's whatever. And I just dropped it. There it is. Now, I've been thinking about fuel system quite a bit. What are we going to do for a fuel system on this thing? Okay. We're going to be running big block with the little boost. So, you know, we can't, it's going to have to have a pretty decent flowing system. So, what I'm thinking about doing is story time with James here. I think maybe I might leave the factory tank in it. Hear me out. I'm going to leave the factory tank in it for street driving and just, you know, if you're doing a drag and drive, you know, on the drive part of it, just run off the factory tank. I may upgrade the pump, may upgrade, you know, I'll cross that bridge after I get the bed off and kind of look at stuff. But I may run a standalone system where I can put Q16 or a race gas in. So I can put a race gas in it and switch to the race fuel to make passes at the drag strip. And then when it's time to make the drive, switch back and just run on 91 or 93 or whatever down the road. So that's what my brain is thinking about right currently. I think that would probably be the smartest. Then I could just leave that tank in place and then run a small fuel cell, maybe 5-gallon fuel cell with race gas to make passes with, a big pump on it, and just a medium-sized pump, for the regular drive stuff. Just stay out of boost. Don't put the wood to it on the small system. Let's put these over here. Maybe I'm not. I haven't completely decided that yet, but that's sort of where my head's going. All right, let's put some tools up and see if we can't pick this dude up. Okay, got us some straps here. Can't remember exactly how I did it with the nanner pickup. I think I ran side to side, met in the middle. I think that's what I did. Question is, if I go from side to side, I think I'll hook it inside the hole right there. Will it reach to the middle? Oh, heck yeah. We only need 2 straps. Oh, well, that's good because I only have 2 straps. I thought I had 3. That one there. Right back. Okay, let's see if those are going to reach one another. They are. Think that'll work? I think it will. May have to take tailgate off. I may just put it up. And I do have another tailgate. I have another tailgate out at my dad's place. It's actually kind of cool because it's got a flat skin on it, and the tailgate handle's on the inside. It's from yesteryear. Oh, run into something. Okay, that's as long. That'll probably be all right. Really, it actually does fit there. That fits to there. Let's give it a whirl. See what happens. See what we forgot to loosen. May run out of, what I should do? May run out of, oh gosh, that was terrible. Let's change our position here. Turn our hook. Turn our hook that way. Come on. Hook that way. I don't know if that's going to be really going to be any better. Maybe not. Huh. Yeah, we can adjust it once we start jacking it up, I think. Let's find out. Mr. Al, how many? Yeesh. I'm not convinced I like that. Not convinced. Let's change that up. Let's re-rig that one thing a little bit. Not convinced that's going to stay. Will stay now. Okay. Crossed them over. We have somewhat of liftoff. Some facsimile thereof. If I can move it back just a sketch. This is where I need one of those air over hydraulic dealies. Oh, there's a... Okay, got a wire hanging us up. Not a factory wire. Previous owner. Trailer light wire. Wired to the body. It looks like we're pretty well clear of everything. Woohoo! Get a little bit higher and we'll clear the bumper. Whoa. There we go. There. Now maybe we won't crash into the... Try not to crash into the back window. Everything loose. I don't think I saw anything. Yeah. That's got to be the biggest hose clamp. I'll show you that in a minute. That's the biggest hose clamp I think I've ever seen in my life. A little bit higher. Then we'll just ease it backwards. Maybe. Come on. I mean, a sweep and a sweep and a sweep. And it finds the smallest thing to get hung up on. Man, that's going to be a joy to work on. It's so nice to not... I won't have to call around the floor. Okay. And like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and move the green car back. And I'm just going to temporarily move the bed over here on the floor. Because I don't want to trap stuff. I think I may. Where's my filler cap? Come here. Oh, crud. Where'd you go? I don't want to trap stuff with something that's basically immovable. Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have all kinds of fun back here. Okay. Time out while I do that. Okay, green car. Man, that green car rolls so easy. All right. Now, what I think I'm going to do is just ease this down. Just sit on the floor. Now, Back when we did the nanner pickup, I had a motorcycle trailer handy. Of course, we did all that work in my driveway, and we just lifted it up and then set it on our motorcycle trailer and had it out of the way. This one will just sit on the floor for now. There we go. Naked Ranger. All right, here's the patient. Here is the patient. I got a spare tire rack we'll take off. Of course, the old shocks come off. We're going to build a 9-inch. I have a 9-inch housing back there. We're going to build a 9-inch for this pickup. And it'll be narrowed so we can put some fairly decent. We're going to put 15 by 10s on it and a pretty decent sized tire. We're not going to monkey with the springs. We're going to flip the axle, of course. And then we're going to, right here, I think we're going to do a bridge. I was going to do just a C notch, but I decided that might not be enough travel. And then I looked at Rick's Rangers. They got a C notch that takes a big hunk of the frame out, but I'm not comfortable with that. So we're going to do a step notch. I got some 2x3 square tube, and we're going to build a step notch in this thing to tie that back half of the frame to the front half. Now, if I was doing a ladder bar or a 4-link, I mean, where that end of the frame doesn't matter, it wouldn't be a big deal. But since we are using leaves, and that end of the spring is still a stressed member, I want to make our step as solid as possible, because I don't need that end of the frame flapping around like a tuna. I do know from experience that if you just notch this without bracing it or anything, that this frame will flex. I've witnessed it firsthand on my very first Ranger. But anyways, there's a stock tank. We're going to leave it in place and try to use it. We're going to try to use it for our drive. I think there's a lot of dirt and stuff that needs to be cleaned out underneath here, but since we got it right here, this is good. We can do some cleaning. So I may get busy taking like the spare tire rack off and just doing a few odds and ends of removal. All right, I went to Harbor Freight today and got some welding wire, and I got a free 9-piece combination wrench set. I chose the metric because I have lots of SAE, but very few metric things. So I mean, hey, free tools, and none of them fit. What the heck sizes are in this? 7, 8, 9, no, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, and 19. Maybe it wasn't such a good deal after all. Well, I guess it's free, so it is a good deal, but I think that's a 15. I think that's a 15. Oh, gosh. Let's see if they'll just come off anyways. 15. Not 15. It is 15. Where's my ears? I'm going to try to start using those dumb things more. When I use the impact and whatever. Great. That's at 15? Of course not. 14. Not 14. 13. Bag to tag. All right, what's next? It's right there. Guess we could take these shocks off that are not really doing anything. As you can see about how much it bounced up and down. All right, those little dudes are used up. I think they've leaked all their oil out. To the trash. Okay. Shocks off, spare tire mount off. We're probably going to switch since we're going to bridge right here. We're probably going to switch to a vertical shock, and we'll run a mount side to side, tying our two bridges together and run a vertical shock on it. That's kind of my plan so far. Next move, I think, that is the biggest hose clamp. I was going to show you that. That is the biggest hose clamp I think I've ever seen in my life. They had the muffler hanging from it. Let's grab our little tool here and see if we can't buzz that guy off. Because I want to keep it because it's gigantic. Never seen one that big. Oh! Dropped my battery. Still works. Well, that's not good. Hello? You should be backing off. Well, that's not great either. Dang. What's going on here? Oh, got it. Just going to set that in the bed. Okay, now that we've kind of got a few things out, our down bars, we'll talk about down bars for a second. Our down bars for our main hoop on our roll cage, I want them to come through this part of the cab. So they're going to have to come from there through the cab and land on the frame back here. And this is a little more complicated than I had imagined in my head because of this cross member right here that hangs the fuel tank. I would like to keep that in place. And not remove it. Gosh. Bed bolt stuff, bed mount stuff. And have a fuel filler hose on this side that I'm going to leave in place. But I'm going to want to come through and hit the top of the frame somewhere. Kind of, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to do some measuring and drawing. Kind of decide where I want that to come through. Because our main hoop is about here. And if we come down, can't come up too high. I don't know. We're gonna have to do some studying on that to get it where to get it to hit here where I want it to hit. Okay, next mission, I think I'm going to take the drive shaft out. So let me see if I can. Oh, these I might actually have. Do I have the right size? Do I have the right size wrench in the Harbor Freight set? Amazingly, I do, and I'm tightening it instead of loosening. This may be more difficult than I think. Well, let's get on the other side because it just wants to move the pickup. Something to hold on to. Why, Ford, why do you put 12.12 millimeter bolts on your diff flanges? I don't understand. Need a hammer. Instrument of influence. Where did I put that? There it is. This is a great instrument of influence right here. It came out of my father-in-law's tools. He also gave me a crescent wrench. He's a farmer. And he also gave me a crescent wrench that has a cheater bar on it. And it's enormous. You wouldn't believe how big the thing is. This is harder than it looks. Wonder if I can get a socket on there. Wonder if I have a socket. Let's look. Okay, drive shaft is loose. Yay! All right, last thing I'm going to do today is try to get this carrier bearing out so I can get the drive shaft the rest of the way out. And of course, I have no idea what size. I think the nut's 15. I have no idea what size the nut is on the top. I mean, the head of the bolt. See if I can get to it from here. I'm gonna guess 14 on top, or maybe 15. Can't see it. I think it's maybe 13. Maybe just like those bolts that were on the spare tire carrier. Where is the head? Yep, there it is. Now, the problem is getting two arms in here. Close my eyes. What's going on? I don't got no juice. My battery's dead. To get all situated and ready. Pull the trigger. Nothing. That is the story of my life sometimes. Okay. Works this time. Okay. My big dumb body in place. And close my eyes. That's terrible. Close my eyes and my mouth. There's one. There's a big cross member under here for that carrier bearing. Not 100% sure what we're going to do about that. I got to go the other side. I can't reach it from here. Not 100% sure what we're going to do about that. Because I'm not going to run a two-piece drive shaft. I'm going to run a one-piece drive shaft. So that dude may be in the way. Time will tell. May just have to. Actually, I might cut it and put a loop. Put a loop in it, just so I can maintain. Dang, I can't get my dumb body in the right position here. Ugh. See. Oh my gosh. Stop that. Could jack the truck up, but I don't really want to right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, close my eyes. Okay, done. Okay. Bolt drops. I'd like to maintain that cross member there. This frame doesn't have a whole lot of cross members attaching the left to the right. So I'd like to maintain as many as possible. Okay. We got that loose. Now we can pull our drive shaft out. Okay. Come on, drive shaft. Hey! Tiny drive shaft with even tinier U-joints. Hooray. Okay. I think that's about all we're going to do for today. All right. It's going to do it for 30 Minute Mechanic today. Got our Ranger turned around, got the bed taken off, got a few things taken off underneath. Now I got to do some measuring and some thinking, kind of figure out how I want those down bars from that main hoop to come contact the frame. Don't want them out too far, don't want them in too tight. So got to find just that perfect spot. So you know the drill. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends. We'll see you next time. Bye.